of the night. I happen to subscribe to the philosophy of the late Andrew Breitbart that politics is downstream from culture. What's going on in culture truly has the ability to impact our daily lives. For example, can you lose your job for free thought? Will you have your speech policed at every angle, every aspect, every walk of society? Increasingly, you know the answer to that is yes in America. Well, Bill Marr, who is a card-carrying member of the left, is calling out the left because what's going on in our culture, cancel culture, woke culture, is out of control. Listen to this.
Liberals need a stand your ground law for cancel culture, so that when the woke mob comes after you for some ridiculous offense, you'll stand your ground. Stop apologizing, because I can't keep up anymore with who's on the list. Cancel culture is real, it's insane, and it's growing exponentially, and it's coming to a neighborhood near you. And mature people understand humans are continually evolving, as opposed to Wokeville, where they're always shocked we didn't emerge enlightened from the primordial ooze. Memo to social justice warriors: when what you're doing sounds like an Onion headline, stop.
We didn't emerge enlightened from the ooze. What a great way of putting it. So well said, because eventually they're coming for you. The best example of it is when San Francisco tried to scrap, Lincoln and Washington. Of course, throw in Dianne Feinstein, too. She said something a couple of years ago that's not acceptable. I mean, eventually it makes its way everywhere. And I think, Rachel, we've got a good example of some of the recent victims of cancel culture as well.
Paw Patrol, Drew Brees, Aunt Jemima, Chris Pratt, Goya, Nick Sandman, George Washington, Gone with the Wind, the Muppets, the list goes on and on. The latest, of course, is Dr. Seuss, which really, I was scratching my head because they said something about the figures being racial. They're blue and yellow, and they're not even human most of the time. And I have to tell you, I didn't like that, because that Mr. Brown Says Moo is the first book that my little baby daughter, who has Down syndrome, is the first book we read to her that she actually laughed out loud. These books, these things they want to cancel, Dr. Seuss in particular, we love it because kids love it. And they're absolutely going to ruin everything, these woke social justice warriors.
Absolutely. This malignant need to find virtue by being better than somebody else, always finding somebody else you can cancel or preach to. This is a malignancy, and the truth is they have been controlling, this mindset has been controlling power centers for quite some time. Their next step was, of course, to find safe spaces on college campuses to box out any sense of debate, right? This is where the snowflake term came from. But the latest iteration is you cannot exist. You must be canceled. You must go away. You cannot be part of employment or polite society if you disagree with our currently in vogue fashion. Those fashions, that viewpoint will change tomorrow, and there'll be new people to cancel because they'll have to find new versions of their virtue. It's a malignancy, it's a tumor that just keeps growing.
That's the point. Can we throw that graphic up one more time? The graphic of all the people that have been canceled. Because if before cancel culture, if you were to put that graphic up and say, what do those things have in common? There's no conceivable answer. There is no answer. There's no connection. There's no 7 layers of Kevin Bacon or whatever. You can't do it. It's just at that moment, somebody decided they were unacceptable, so they're gone. To your point, ever shifting on the standard, which means eventually it will be you. It might be me tomorrow. We'll see what I say on stage today.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's why you have to stand up to it.
For the record,
That's
6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. 6 degrees.
Sorry.
But to your point, Pete, it may soon be 7. It may soon be 7 because it's growing.
Yes.
All right, turning now to